Ed Norton. By the way, can I just say I have never understood why Fight Club is popular. Never did I ever. That's just a personal taste thing, but I never got it. Never understood why it became a cult classic, kind of like I never understood why Clerks became a cult classic or whatever else. It's always just like these movies with so-called cool people. They're so cool. Ooh, they go in the basement and they're in the Fight Club. And they beat the living crap out of each other. So cool, so edgy. Not really. It's just more stupid Hollywood violence. Consume it. Anyway, Ed Norton, just so you know when you enjoy that movie going forward. If you think you're just, I'm hip to this stuff, but like I gotta enjoy it. Hopefully, like your conscience will be seared at some point and you'll start to remember and you'll be like, yeah, but I am watching like something that was brought to me by the devil. Nah, I need to go back to sleep for a little while. I can't live in that state. I gotta fit in. I'm not gonna preach the gospel to other people. I believe in Jesus, but like I don't want to offend nobody. That's gonna offend people. That's not. You gotta attract them with honey. No, you attract them with the truth and light of the gospel, which does offend, as Jesus told us. It literally will divide houses. Your enemy will be within your own home, is what the Bible says. This is why most people don't want to sign up for it. They go to the lukewarm church. Because they think that they're more enlightened. And they're like, well, but God is just love and Jesus is just love. Yes, he is. But it's because he doesn't puff smoke up your butt and tell you everything you want to hear. And tell you everything that you think is loving and benevolent in the greatest way that we need to go forward ain't necessarily correct, because you do not have the view that I do. You don't have the vantage point of the world that I do. You didn't create this. You have no idea. You are a creation. Ed Sheeran, talented. Got a great voice. There he is. There you go. Just in case. You ever remember also Alcoholics Anonymous? Just so you know. Remember what their symbol is? Oh yeah, yeah. And you just got to believe in a higher power in Alcoholics Anonymous. Doesn't have to be Jesus, But a lot of people think it's Christian, right? Doesn't have to be Jesus. Just believe in a higher power. In fact, like your sponsor might have told you at one point, like, well, even if it's just a chair, it doesn't really matter what your higher power is. Just that. It's just another new age deception. You've been hoodwinked. You've been brainwashed by the God of this age. Yes, you have. We all have, though. At one point or another. There's Ed Sheeran again. Edgy. It's very edgy. Edgy again. It's just a coincidence. Just happens to be hiding his eyeball. Eddie Izzard, comedian. Cross-dressing comedian. Remind you that? You ever, looking back on your life, do you remember how, like, all the things that used to give you a chuckle, you tune in, you get your joint all rolled up, you'd start toking on your joint, and you'd start listening to the stand-up, and it's all, like, vulgar, sexual, racist comedy that just makes something in you chuckle. Something in you. Certain kind of spirit that likes that. Ha 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 ha. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Yo, man, pass the blunt. Cat Williams, he's exposing it all. He's so funny talking about the hoes. He's exposing the Illuminati, dog. Cat Williams. Yup. Chester Bennington. He's exposing it all, man. He's going to expose it all tomorrow. You guys keep repeating all this stuff because you want to keep believing that, like, it's really, you know, there's some of them. There's like these, you know, these factions and these cells within it all. Eddie Murphy. Hey, Eddie. Beverly Hills Cop. That wasn't satanic. There he is again. So if you think he's saying A-OK, which is what you're always told about Beverly Hills, why is he sitting next to the dude throwing up the devil horns? Go back to sleep. Eddie Vedder. Hanging loose. But hanging loose next to one of the West Memphis Three after he helped get them out of prison. Hanging loose or something else? You let me know. Ooh, darkness. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Edie Campbell. I just want to say again, not normal, dude. Looks kind of checked out to me. Looks a little checked out. Let's go into the eyeball. Looks a little checked out. And I wonder if that has significance too. 3. Just to clarify, the reason why I put Jeremiah 33:3, Ezekiel 33, John 3:3 is because I kept seeing 333 after this gang stalking harassment thing occurred to me, where spirits and people were like targeting me for months. And at the same time, I kept having these synchronicities of like these. I just kept seeing that number all the time, and you know, I'd go back and forth, and I'd be, I'm not sure what the heck this is, what it means, and then finally, I simply made the decision. No matter what's going on here, I'm going to claim this as like it's about Jesus Christ. And those are potent passages that I found in Scripture that just so happened to align. And so I said, all right, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with it, and that's what I'm going to do. So I get the question all the time in comments. Are you an occultist? Yeah, I got a real funny way of showing it. Edward Lewis. Effie Sussman. Not sure who that is. Looks like she's some kind of musician. Elena Astra. We're in the E's now, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, we're making progress. Elizabeth Olsen. This is Mary Kate and Ashley, their sister. Looks like kind of might run in the family a little bit. Eliza Scanlon. Not sure who that is, but there you go. Elizabeth Banks from Hunger Games. This is a get up they had. Just likes to just completely cover themselves in monarch butterflies. To you, it means nothing. To someone who may have been traumatized horrifically, could be something entirely different. And they don't really quite know why. I've met some of these people, man. I truly have. I've always liked monarchs since I was a little kid. What are you trying to say, Adam? Why? Why do you all like monarchs and Alice in Wonderland? She's a Satanist. Or MK Ultra. There you go. Not like this one. This one you could say is I love you, Liz Taylor, right? Nope. Probably there are many people who have these celebrities have many quote handlers. But many people believe that she was one of his handlers. Liz Taylor. He had quite an affinity for her. There you go. Also, too, you're like, well, she wasn't a Satanist. How many times was she married? You know, what does that say and announce to women of the generations, to all of us in general, about the value of these things? They've been slowly eroding. Elle Fanning. This is Dakota Fanning's little sister. And just to take note once again of the American flag. I'm just carrying on an old family tradition. I am very proud of my daddy's name. And although his kind of music and mine ain't exactly the same. There she is again, little bunny rabbit, Alice in Wonderland theme. This is Elle Fanning. Got a little white rabbit, got the mushrooms, got the tea. Just look at the evidence, guys. Got the teapots up here because they just had tea. Got the little teapot here. Got the cake. Oh, I know. We're just imagining things. Ellen DeGeneres, Variety Magazine, artistically is telling you something here. She didn't pose for that. That's not fair. Think about that. Why are they doing that? It's always the same exact theme. Ellen von Unworth. Not sure who that is, but there you go. There she is. No, this is a different person. I'm sorry. Ellie Harrison is this person's name. Covering up their eyeball with a leaf. Sir Elton John. You sure stood up for... And it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind. Goodbye, Norma Jean. You care so much for all the other celebrities. Oh, how tragic your life was, Marilyn. Hi, Elton. What? Anything else about it? He's just looking down. He's probably looking down at something. No, let's look there. Nope, that's a pose. Completely eyes shut. He's not looking down at some kind of magazine. And lest you doubt. Hi, Elton. Goodbye, Norma Jean. He's another knight, just so you know. He was knighted. Bono was as well. Elvis Costello. He's so cool. Hey, you like Elvis Costello? You driving down the highway to work? Maybe it's on your ringtone. Well, just remember, especially if you're Christian, who he represents for you. Hope that bugs you. Hope you don't just go back to sleep. Oh, that's so artsy, Elvis. Oh, my. I get a lot of the Elvis fans that come on to the stuff that I did on him. He's got like a cult following. Like basically like a religion. How dare you? He was so... Look, do I ultimately know? Do I know what ultimately happened to any of these people? Once their time here on Earth was over? No. It's not my call to make. It has nothing to do with that. I'm simply trying to show you... I'm not trying to... People say I'm trying to kick a man who can't stand up for himself today. Picking on the dead. You know, I'm just trying to show you it's been all of them. And Elvis was key in sort of starting like what we were, the snowball effect that we were talking about. Remember how everybody says like, "Oh, this is the devil's music." Your mom and dad, when you were a teenager listening to Elvis, that's the devil's music. You can tell. Look at him gyrating his hips, all sexually like that. And you know the Satanists, they mock you when you say that too. They're like, "Sounds like you're sexually repressed." No, I sexually expressed myself quite a bit in life. Looking back and I'm realizing, wow, was I hoodwinked. Just eat, drink, and be merry. There you go again. He's just Elvis even back then. He was just, hey man, hey, everything's okay. Everything's A-okay. It's all right. It's all good. I also want to mention, you starting to connect some things here? You're a Hollywood star. Pentagram, star. Pentagram, star. Pentagram, pentagram. Next. Oh, he's just doing it again. Well, hello there, photography crew. Just want you to know everything's A-okay. And I just want to also point out, he was in the Army. Just like all the people at Laurel Canyon. Just so happened right around the time when they were doing like MK Ultra mind control testing. Just going to throw that out there. And he was, guys. I mean, let's face it. Elvis was one handsome dude. Look at him. Talented, too. Problem is, it was all used incorrectly. Oh, but he would stop people in the concert. He would stop you in the concert and say like, no, I'm not the king. There's only one king. It's Jesus Christ. Well, then get off the stage and quit letting people follow you. If you really believe that, stop doing what you're doing, which is encouraging people to worship you as a celebrity. Emily DeRaven, not sure who that is, but there you go. Emily Browning, in case you're a fan of whoever she is. She's a member of the club, under some kind of control. I'm not sure quite how to frame it still myself, but there you go. Emily DiDonato. Looks like a fashion model. Emily Fields. Just doing a little vow of silence. Emily Rickards. Or Rickards. See if we can see anything in here. I don't know all my symbols, but that looks suspect to me. Always the same story too. Gotta adorn. Gotta like 20 bracelets. Gotta have the necklace. Gotta have a choker. Gotta get my nose pierced. Gotta dye my hair pink. I'm so edgy. I'm so different than the status quo. Meanwhile, people follow them and they think they're being edgy and against the system. Meanwhile, they're just like the guy who puts on a business suit, you know, who follows the guy with the business suit. You're just emulating your own particular idol. Don't give me that. You're not really original, you know. She's a unicorn. And here we go. You can unpack it all again. Is that the well-known symbol right here? Certainly looks like a variation thereof on this unicorn. Got some skulls. You got some donuts. You got some eyeballs. You got some coffee. Because that all makes sense. Haven't done a video yet on the unicorn thing. I will at some point. I mean, essentially, it's like you're so special. So, yeah. Yeah. Skulls, donut, coffee, eyeball. Totally makes sense. There she is again. Hey! Different outfit, too. Different photo shoot. Hey, I'm a unicorn. Gonna dress up in my furry. These are like the people that go to the Comic Cons. The Comic Cons are like a convention. This is just my own personal sense of things. You go to a Comic Con, you're going to like the SRA convention. Let's keep it real. Eminem. I know. Looks like a lot of people have pointed this out too. Sure, you could make that water look like blood, but looks like blood. Where is he? Like, what is going on here? What is happening? What is happening in Hollywood? Touche, Dave. Touche. He's in some kind of abandoned house in a bathtub with blood for the next music video with like writing in blood on the walls. Meanwhile, he's also rapping about how he literally is a demoniac. And we just go back to sleep. Nothing to see here. He also looks, can I just say this? He looks bruised. Like his chests have been horribly bruised. I don't know. Just saying. If I were a star, if I had all the money I had, I could live however I want, that's the scene that I would want for my music video. Like, hey, can we go to an abandoned building? I'd like to maybe like lay in a bathtub of blood with like blood writing all over the wall. With the sunlight coming in through the fan. Oh, because they love their sun worship, don't they? And this is like the life you get to live. As you worship the sun, you get to like sit in bathtubs of blood. Boy, I hope the cognac is worth it. Hope the Dom Perignon is worth the trade-off. It ain't, but, there you go. Eminem, of course. I mean, there you go. So, what happened to him? I mean, we don't know. We don't know these people. We weren't there their entire life. What happened? When? Was it after he made it in Hollywood, or did it happen long before that, and then he became this Hollywood rap sensation that tells you to beat your girlfriend and kill Kim? And meanwhile, all the zombies, I remember at that time, everybody, oh my God, I think I was 20 at the time. Everybody loves Eminem. I remember the first time somebody asked me, have you heard of Eminem? I'm like, you mean like the candy? No. Oh my God, he's so cool. His lyrics are so nice. Looking back on it, it's like, there he is again. There's the devil. Knock, knock. Please allow me to introduce myself. There you go again. Just wants to cover up his eyeball for you. There you go. Shh. Hey, we're in the kitchen. Shut your mouth, photographer. Wait, none of this makes any sense. What are you doing? Oh, you're throwing up the gang sign. I see. Emma Bunton, also known as Baby Spice. There you go. But she's just taking a photo of you. That's all. That's all it is. Emma Roberts. This is, oh, come on. What's her name? Come on. The Pretty Woman. What's her name from Pretty Woman? Somebody in the chat room, let me know. Jamie Lee Roberts? That's not right. Julia Roberts, right? This is her niece. She's wearing a tank top with 666 on it. Hello? You still think this is just a conspiracy? Oh, she found that it was edgy. She didn't know. Or maybe she did know, but it's just like tongue in cheek, and it's just like they all do it because it's just the big joke in Hollywood, which has been promoting like the decline of our culture for decades and decades now. And I'm so awake, and I'm all down for the LGBTQIZYDQ. Nah, I'm down for it all. Because my generation is so much more enlightened than you old fogies. There she is again. That's Emma Roberts. She's in some kind of advertisement here. It's for some kind of Japanese jewelry. Taos is probably the name of the... Again, can we comment again? Same thing again. Is it just me? I just want to point this out. Is it just me, or does she not look like any? It looks like nobody's home. Doesn't look like a normal like photo. It's kind of like, I am checked out. Take the photo of me doing the eyeball thing. There's Emma Roberts again. She's doing the vow of silence. Harpocrates. Oh, Emma Watson. Emma Watson. We watched, this is another one we watched grow up. It's hard to even, it seemed like just yesterday when like Emma Watson was like this little kid in Harry Potter. So here she is in a dress at the Bizarre Women of the Year. But let's take note of what's on her dress real quick. You got this bat, of course, up here. But then down here you have the, you got the pentagram, the satanic pentagram. Down here, the goat of Mendes. And then up here, and you got a bunch of other stars on here, more of them. And then you got the ultimate. Right here. Here's Emma. Oh, it's just playful. It's just being funny. Again, don't forget, it's all just like Jim Carrey says, all the Illuminati. It's just all a joke. Oh, Emma. How can I, as I look at these people, I can't be mad. I can't be angry. I'm really not. I'm not angry at you, Emma. I see you being promoted as Woman of the Year. I saw you as a what, 6, 7, 8-year-old promoting witchcraft and Harry Potter. And now I see you throwing up the same old classic symptoms all these years later. Can't be mad at you. You're just doing what you were made to do. I don't agree. Anybody who watches this video, people in the chat rooms who are always saying these people are male or female. Like, if I personally believe that, like, I'll say it when we're talking. Like, I don't believe she's a man to a female. There's no. It's already bad enough, guys. I simply I've been underwhelmingly convinced of that. Now there are certainly many instances of people that have. But actually Emma's she's a very attractive young woman, And it's sad. Look at that. We saw her since she was a little kid, man. Hi, Emma. Poor girl. Shh. Vow vow of silence. Keep quiet. Why did I save this? Some reason. I think they were something else I was doing research on. Ennio Morricone. He's doing two right here, folks. Are we still... I'm still imagining it. Like these two are not connected. He's doing the one-eyed and the vow of silence. He's just like, I haven't sold out enough. Let me do it all. I'll do anything. Just don't tell nobody what I did at the orgy last week. Allegedly. In my estimation. I always have to throw these things out there because it's like... Erica Costel, whoever that is, Instagram star probably. I'm Instagram famous. Take a note. On Instagram, apparently at that time, she's still in the one eye with the hair. Down here, she's doing the devil horns, and her friend is too, and they probably are friends with benefits who also like boys. Possibly. The picture makes one think that, perhaps. Oh, how narrow-minded, how people just love one another, don't be judgmental of nothing. Ermal Meta. Okay. Doing the classic Masonic pose over here. It's a variation of. He's probably in some kind of... The occult has so many dang secret orders and societies, like, and different. Just like you wouldn't know if you're not like a Crip or a Blood, you don't know every 1,000 poses that they do. And you don't want to know. Doesn't matter. It's actually nonsense. It's basically like, I'm a devil, you're a devil. That's all the gang signs are communicating with one another. Blood, Crip, all these things, or whatever else. Like, I'm the devil, you're the devil. Devilin. Doesn't matter what variation you throw up. I'm an initiate in this order. Nobody cares. Only idiots care. Urkaya Baidu, remember her? And Janelle Monáe. Again, if these are just like happenstance poses, why is she doing the one eye and she's doing the vow of silence? Also, the rabbit hole goes a little deeper here. I'm not necessarily connecting the two, but you might want to look into the smiley face killer at some point. It's believed to be a satanic cult that it appears as though it's one killer, but it's actually like a cult that kills college-age men in satanic ritual. Anyway, but I literally am not saying that that's connected here. It reminded me of that, and I thought if you have never heard of that or looked into it, you might want to look into it. Here's Urkaya Baidu again. We're going to come across her again here. So that's one of those, what is it, a tuning fork, I think. But here you go. Boy, you got all the worlds here. Look at that. Let's analyze this for a second. America, Urkaya. So we're getting, it's kind of like the American flag thing again. And then you got the Ankh. Egypt. Horus. There she is again. That is some hair, for sure. Ethan Hawke. Mind you, and Emma Watson, they both starred in a movie called Regression. And it was about satanic ritual abuse, but the entire movie aimed to debunk it. Just keep that in mind. Ethan Hawke again. Ethan. Okay. Eva Green. Not real familiar with who she is, but I know that she's an actress, I believe. Some of you out there might know. There she is again. And again. Oh, come on. That's just a photographer placed it that way. Took the photo that way. There she is again. Eva Green. Also, you might have picked up by now that a lot of the women, remember how Fritz was talking about, like you'll see a lot of these Hollywood women who are, they show the signs of the what you would call the sex kitten programming of a monarch slave. And some of the telltales are not just kind of a display, an obsession with leopard print, but also they seem to all have to kind of go through like the Madonna, not the Madonna, the Marilyn Monroe thing, because Marilyn Monroe is believed to have been the first sort of what they would call the presidential model monarch slave, who many of the kitten programming multiples since her sort of were modeled after. So you'll notice that a lot of these stars, they all go back, they all pay tribute to Marilyn. They have to dress like Marilyn in photo shoots. And don't get me wrong, Marilyn Monroe was a beautiful woman, you know, but there's more to it than just that. Eva Green, we're still on Eva Green. Eva Mendes, or Mendez. There's Eva Mendes again. Pantene. Think back to the Coca-Cola. Think back to the CBS logo. Time Warner with their Eye of Horus. CERN with the 666 literally right there in the logo. Chrome, Google Chrome. Look at the Chrome logo. Even as I look at the software that I'm using to broadcast this with, it's all around you. It is the world that was pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. This is Amy Lee from Evanescence. Evanescence again. This is Amy Lee still. There she is again. There she is again. Eveline Besters. Ma'am, I don't know if you know this or not, but that's probably not the optimal way you wear the headband. You know, maybe a tripping hazard, perhaps. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. You're part of a cult. I gotcha. You're throwing up the ridiculous gang sign to the other gang members. I understand. And also potentially triggering them as a non-stop cultural reminder to shut your mouth. Ewan McGregor. There you go. You like Ewan's movies? You know, he's a good actor. There you go. There you go again. So next time you're enjoying one of his movies, just remember, you might have just a little pang of guilt, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe you just don't care about this kind of stuff. About who brought this to you. Who sponsored it for you. What you're consuming. But you might not be convicted. You know, you might be one of those lukewarm that got spits out of his mouth. You know, I don't know. You might not be working out your salvation with any fear and trembling. Maybe you're just John 3:16, like, I just believe, but I don't got to do nothing. Pass me that joint. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. EXO. Not sure who that is. Kai EXO. I'm sure if you're in Thailand, you would know who this is. But there you go. This, I don't know who they are. This is a random model, but you just see the eye patch theme repeated over and over again. This is, I think she's like an Instagram photographer or something. Elul Aslan. Which is probably why, if you think about it, if you look at this as potential, because we know with the programming that they'll use phrases and such to trigger. You could also use imagery. And so if a person constantly, let's say the sports stars gets everybody in your culture to throw it up, it's going to just become, your culture is just so saturated with it that you're going to be so less and less and less likely. Because people have asked the question, like, why nobody's ever whistleblowed or whatever else? It's because the personality, the core personalities have no idea. Because it, for all intents and purposes, isn't even them. It's a dissociated state. It's a dissociated part of them. Am I making sense here, anybody? Anybody? Is this computing? Fallout Boy.